What is up, guys? Marcellus Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, here to educate you on health, fitness, social well-being. And today, guys, you're going to be seeing what day 2 of my program actually looks like. Now, this specific workout is actually from last week with Russell, Mark, and Derek. And just so you know, everything that we're doing on bench is a little bit different, but I'm just going to be going over specifically what I'm doing for bench. So this first set, this is about 263 pounds, I want to say. And basically, on this day, guys, the bench is very similar to what the squats are like on day 1, where I'm basically doing ascending sets with, like, you know, ascending RPE. So that first set was a set of 5 at RPE 6. Then the second set, which I don't believe I recorded, was a set of 4 at RPE 7. And the whole point is just to work up to that main triple, which is going to be at an RPE 8. And you guys are going to see once I get to that. Now, you guys probably noticed my grip on the bench is a little bit wider now. Before, my pinky finger was pretty much right at the ring, not even completely on it. Now my ring finger is actually on the ring. That is what Brendan is having me do right now. We're just playing with it to see how it feels, see if I can adjust to it and get used to it, just for the sake of, like, you know, being able to hopefully move more weight as far as powerlifting. Now, as I've always explained, and I will continue to explain anytime you guys, like, you know, see anything as far as grip width, this is not necessarily like the most optimal way to bench for overall hypertrophy. Obviously, like, you know, a closer grip is going to be a long range of motion. You're going to get more muscle fiber recruitment that way and have everything do more total work. But considering the length of my arms, I'm still getting quite a bit of muscle activation because the range of motion for me is still pretty long. But I just want to explain that. So now I believe coming up next is about to be my triple. So I went for 298 and actually only ended up getting it for a double. Main reason being, guys, that I'm still getting used to this grip. It's like with this grip, it's weird. It's like it always either feels really good or it feels bad, in the sense of, like, it's like I can't grind with it. It's like you guys will see, like, I go up and then it's like it's just nothing. Whereas with my closer grip, I was able to grind, and a big part of that is just getting used to it, having less tricep drive. But all in all, it's actually feeling a lot better. So I actually did this day again just yesterday, did 295 pounds and actually got it for the triple, but it still felt more like an RPE 9 than RPE 8, and it can be a little frustrating for, like, weight under 300 to feel that heavy. But then again, I know that it's all a part of the game plan, it's all a part of the programming and the fatigue sets, especially, like, you know, with having the 2 previous sets before. But all in all, I am getting more used to the grip, as you guys will see as we continue on with this program. Now, after this, guys, I have 3 back down sets of 5, and on this particular day, I believe I had the 3x5 with 250 pounds. Yeah, because yesterday was 260 pounds. So this is 250 pounds, give or take, considering the kilograms. And it's 3 back down sets of 5. And the reason it's 3 back down sets of 5 instead of 2x5 like with the squats is just the fact that the bench can take a little bit more work, and because it's not quite as fatiguing as squats and deadlifts. It's just something we're really trying to work on. We're really trying to break through and get my bench stronger so that I'm able to hit, like, you know, 350 plus pounds at my next meet, since my best competition max so far has still been 341 pounds. Now, followed by the bench press, guys, is Spoto Press, and you guys are going to see pretty much all it is a nice controlled bench press, same setup, same typical reps with the pause, but I'm actually going to be stopping about an inch or 2 right above my chest. And right now, everything on the Spoto Press is pretty light, like just 6 reps, 2 sets of 6 at RP 6. So you guys are going to see that I'm doing it with 205 pounds. That's what this is right now. And I'm stopping right above my chest. Once again, this is not for the sake of hypertrophy. You guys know that you want to go all the way down and touch your chest, and this also is in my main bench variation. It's an accessory movement. But the point of it, guys, is that it forces me to be very controlled and to keep constant tightness in my back, to keep that tension so I have a strong setup. Why? Well, because if I don't, it's going to come down onto my chest. If I come down too fast without control, it's going to come down to my chest. And by keeping it right above my chest, I have to maintain that tension in my lats so that it doesn't come all the way down. So that's the purpose of this, guys. It's performance. It's not so much an extra benefit for hypertrophy. It's just for the sake of really working on my control and stability, so that way when I'm working with really heavy loads, I don't just let it drop down on my chest. I maintain control, maintain that tightness, and maintain stability as far as, like, you know, keeping my scapula retracted, my shoulders depressed, all that good stuff. So once the bench work was done, guys, we pretty much all went to our accessory work. Now, some of Derek and I's accessory work is very similar just because Brendan does both of our programming. But on this day, I don't actually have flat dumbbell press. That's my main movement on another day, which you guys will actually be seeing in a video later this week. But I believe Russell was doing, like, you know, his normal accessory bodybuilding type movements that he does on Sundays. So he had like chest flies, I know he was doing rows and things of that nature. And then afterwards, Mark, Derek, and I all did weighted pull-ups because we all had that day. Or well, Mark did weighted chin-ups, and Derek and I did neutral grip weighted pull-ups. So the rest of these movements are things you guys have seen before. Pretty much just good accessory work for the back, shoulders, upper body as a whole. There's really not a whole lot of accessory work for the chest, just because there's really not a need. One, in my specific case, is the fact that I'm at the point where I now know I don't need to do a bunch of chest isolation work or chest accessory movements in order to make my chest grow. Like, it's just not needed. And that's the thing, guys. Keep that in mind. Isolation movements are primarily best for just getting more volume and to help with overall growth in those weak points. And chest simply isn't a weak point for me. So I don't do really any chest isolation movements. Plus, there's just so much bench volume. Like, if you think about it, I do 6 total sets of bench press, followed by 2 sets of Spoto Press. So it's really like 8 sets of bench press in one day. So when you put that into account, the fact that I'm still doing a bench or bench variation 2 other days out of the week, it just wouldn't make much sense for me to throw in something like, chest flies. So weighted pull-ups to start off, hitting the back. I believe I did my sets of 5 with 120 pounds, and then we went over to barbell seal rows. Now lately I've been doing dumbbell seal rows, but we really didn't have a place to set that up, and this was literally like perfect for barbell seal rows. That's what this new bench is for at Metroflex, so we wanted to test it out. So Russell and I were messing around with 185 pounds, just getting a feel for the movement. Derek was working with 205 pounds, and I'm not sure if I got a clip of Mark, but I believe Mark was also working with either 135 pounds or 185 pounds, because it was his and Russell's first time ever doing this type of movement, period. But yeah, as you can see, Derek's just working on tempo reps. Once again, we're just working on control, maintaining that tightness, maintaining that stability. So that's the thing, guys. Like, I told you I was going to explain what kind of like tempo reps were for, and this is it, guys. Like, it's performance benefits. It's really helping us when we're working on like our control, our stability, working on maintaining our overall tightness. And this is to have carry over to our movements like our squats, our deadlifts, our bench press, movements where we have to stay tight and have to stay braced in order to move the weight more efficiently. It's not so much, oh, this is going to give us all this extra hypertrophy, slowing our reps down this much is just going to like give us all kinds of gains. That's not how it works, guys. As I've already explained, controlled eccentrics are important, yes, but control doesn't necessarily mean you're doing like a 6-8 second slow eccentric. It just doesn't take all that in order to maximize or stimulate muscle growth. Then after that, we had overhead dumbbell shoulder press. Derek is currently doing both dumbbells at once. That's what he has in his programming. I am still doing single arm dumbbell overhead press, and I'm actually really happy with these guys, just for the mere fact that if you guys remember, just a few months back, there was a time where I was struggling to do like 30 or even like 35s for sets of 6, and now I'm over here doing 45 for sets of 12, and I actually got 50 pounds yesterday for sets of 12. So I was really happy with that. And just so you know, guys, everything that I'm doing in terms of my accessory work is also based off RPE. Like, for example, these sets of 12 are supposed to be RPE 8, so I should have about 2 reps left in the tank with each set. And even though it's based off RPE, there's still just that gradual progressive overload because of that adaptation. And the purpose of having all the accessory work be RPE as well is, once again, just to manage overall fatigue and volume, and keeping in mind that yes, my main focus is on those big movements. Yes, these accessory movements are supposed to help me in terms of more strength, more hypertrophy, but it doesn't do me any good if I'm just like blowing myself out on my accessory movements to where I can't focus on my main movements on the next workout day the way that I'm supposed to. So that's pretty much why everything's based on RPE. It's just so I can manage all of my fatigue and make adjustments as needed. Like, if it's a day where I'm just like, this is feeling really heavy, it's feeling like an RPE 9 or 10, I can make that adjustment if it's supposed to be a lower RPE. And then to finish up, guys, we just have face pulls, and that's pretty much everything we do on this day. The only thing that I didn't show you guys was the arm superset, but you will see that in the next video. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below, let me know what you did. If you did not, leave a comment down below, let me know what I can do to get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch y'all later.